What's going on, everybody? Well, today I am going to drive this sucker like 20 miles over to my parents' house so that I can super romp on it and really try to tune it. Also, I think I'm going to try to pull this carpet out, and I'm going to try to figure out to weld something and get the tires bolted on. Not tires, get the seats bolted down. So I see that I need to get my keys. I will be right back. All right, guys. Well, I got the keys. It took me like 69 years to find them. Turned out they were in the car. They fell out of the ignition. I've got the old veteran hat on, so just in case we get any cops, you know, maybe that'll help. So here goes nothing.
Look at that.
So I'm here. Not sure what I'm gonna do. That was it. So yeah, cut this back on here in a minute. Well, guys, I let my son film that first burnout, and it wasn't the greatest. I'm gonna throw it in as a little bonus. I am gonna do some more burnouts today. I want to test on this thing. I was able to, in the burnout, shift into second no problem and roll out in second during my burnout. This is my first time really getting to look at the car like on a flat surface, and it looks so sick, guys. I nailed it with the tire gap on the rear and the front being even, and I maintained that sick rake. When you're looking at the car flat on, here, let me push this down. I'm still missing that screw here. When you're looking at the car straight on, you see if you can kind of get it in perspective. The hood's kind of like flat looking because you can see so much of it. There's so much of a rake. But anyway, I'm gonna pull this guy into the garage, well, to the shop here, and I'm gonna fill up the tires. All right, I'm gonna get the old tires filled here. Let me see if I can get you guys a good and exciting angle of this awesome action. Well, that says 43. That one's 26, so we'll take care of that one real quick. At 36, we're gonna leave it at that. I like to keep my tires at 35 on my street cars. So this thing needs to have the idle raise. Let's deal with that here real quick. See if I can set you guys up somewhere. Grabbed the last soda at my parents' place. You can see how often they drink it. Super worn, and it's still Christmas stuff. You could help me. Yeah. I just need you to like keep the car running while I tweak it.
So you want me to keep it running here or sit in the car?
In the car. I'm gonna be tweaking the
just throttle it?
yeah. Now hold on, let me take the air thing off.
heavy.
All right, start it.
Any gas at all, or
You're
just...
probably gonna just start cranking and then give it gas to get it lit off. So my dad here is, what I'm doing is I was putting the ohm meter, not the ohm meter, the voltmeter on here and checking to see that I was charging. And at idle, it's sitting at like 12, which is not ideal. It charged up to about 1290 when we raised the RPMs up. That's typical of what happens with one wire alternators. One of the issues you have, and it's fixed by like raising the idle or getting under drive pulleys, which I already have. It has to do with the exciting inside of the one wire alternator. I don't know the science behind it, but that's what's going on. So my charging system is working. It's just only going to be charging while I'm driving. Essentially, I can't idle for too much. It's just something I need to be aware of. I'm not going to fix it.
Okay. So your engine block is grounded to your frame.
So my dad brought up a very good question, and you guys may have it also. His question was, well, is the alternator grounded? And I'm about to show you guys. So my dad brought up a good point. His question was, well, is the alternator grounded? And that's something I tested. I think I tested it off camera, and that's an excellent question. I'll show you how to test that. The manufacturer recommends that you run your own ground wire. I verified that I have a good ground, so I didn't need to do that, and I'll show you guys how to do that. So this is a multimeter, and they come in all kinds of different things. What you're looking for is this ohm symbol, and it looks like a little omega, and you want this little lines or just some sort of like audible alert is what you're looking for. This one, you have to move these guys to different places. This one has an omega, it's an ohm, so it doesn't really matter which one you put there. So I'm just going to throw the red lead onto there. Then you have a common, and this common is if you're wanting, this is where your black's going to go. And then so you move your red wire to volt or ohms. In this case we're using ohms. And I'm going to set this down. So what you're trying to do is, if there's continuity or a ground in this case, it's going to make this sound. It's a little bit weak, but there's an audible alert. So I'm just going to touch the alternator, and then something on the block or the negative on the block. I'm going to verify continuity throughout, and I'm going to verify grounded to the block and grounded to the negative terminal of the battery. So here I have the negative or common on the negative terminal of the battery, and I'm just going to touch this bolt back here. Can they see it? This bolt back here, it is grounded. It's grounded. So it's grounded to the battery, and if it's grounded there, this is bolted to the engine. It's going to be grounded to here. This might not be because it's aluminum. Yeah, it's deep down here. I'm touching the head, and it's grounded. So that's how you verify if your one wire alternator or anything in essence is grounded. That was a good question, dude. Did that answer it?
It did.
So my dad brought up another good question. He asked if this gauge wire is causing a restriction to the charging capabilities. Is it causing resistance by being a smaller gauge wire? The short answer is, I mean, it could be. This wire is a 12 gauge wire, and this is what is used to carry 120 volts AC at 60 amps in a house or any kind of industrial electrical equipment. This is THHN wire, so it's coated and it's oil resistant and like fuel resistant. This one does have a nick, and I'm aware of that, but this is a shit box. I'll take care of that sometime else. I did this just to have it going. So this was the thickest wire I had. I think that it's possible that that could be a cause, but it is charging whenever we have the idles up. So I think it's, once again, just inherent to the design of the one wire alternator and the struggles you will face if you decide that this is something you want to go with, a one wire alternator. You just need to be aware of it so that you don't end up stranded. Look at that mint. There, now it's not even a problem. Now I have to fix it.
Right. I agree. I agree. I mean, if you look at all this car wiring, nothing except the major stuff is that big.
The only wire that's like he said, are the major wires that are super huge. The battery, this is the main power drawing current to the starter. That's the only wire this big. These wires, I'm not sure if these are original or not, but these are pretty thick. I think they feel like 10 gauge wires, so they're 1 gauge higher than this one. And so yeah, I really would have liked to use a 10 gauge on this, but they're so close, and I'm not even positive this is 10 gauge. It could be 12 because it feels about the same.
But when you look at a stock system, this is already a bigger wire than what's on a
on a stock system. They look like something like this wire. Yeah, one of these. It's like a 14 or 16. Oh, going backwards, yeah. So my charging system's working. I raised my idle up. I had my dad help me out keep it running so I could do that. I'll turn this back on whenever I have something else going on. It's probably going to be testing it on the road here later on. Pretty good. Well guys, that's gonna do it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and film an outro just in case I don't do anymore. I think I got plenty of video for this one. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions about anything, be sure and just leave that question in a comment below. If you're new to the channel, or if you're not new to the channel, you've been watching for a while and you like my content, please consider subscribing. Until next time, take care, have a good day.